Muy buenos días, compañeros, y un gran gusto saludarles hoy por la mañana, hoy siendo martes, el 17 de octubre. Muy buenos días, ojalá y que la estén pasando de maravilla hoy por la mañana. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Sugar City Morning Show. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to today's edition of the show and to take time out to wish you all the best for today. As always, we begin our program with a prayer. Today is no exception. Hoy empezamos nuestro programa con nuestra oración. Hoy no es ninguna excepción. Y les invito a las personas que quieran unirse conmigo. No tienes que hacerlo. Simplemente reconocer de que hay un Dios que nos da la vida, que nos da de todo, y que sobre todo que nos ama intensamente. Padre, te doy las gracias por todo. Te doy las gracias por la vida, por la salud, las fuerzas, por tu paciencia, por tu gracia, tu misericordia, por tu perdón que nos ofreces gratis. Y sobre todo, Padre, por todo esto que llamo yo el gran amor que tienes para nosotros. Te doy las gracias, Padre. Te pido que continúes amándonos como siempre, protegiéndonos, cuidando de nosotros y velando por nosotros. Te pido, Padre, como siempre, por nuestros familiares, nuestros compañeros de trabajo y nuestras amistades. También pido, Padre, por los ancianos, por los niños que andan por las calles, por los enfermos, por los que están en las cárceles, porque andan por las calles. Te pido, Padre, por todos nosotros, que tengamos un bonito día, que podamos, Padre, hoy reconocer de que somos un ataje de mentirosos, hipócritas, egoístas, que muchas veces vamos y pretendemos ser tan buenos, pero en realidad somos hipócritas. Perdónanos, Padre. Te pido que nos ayudes a aceptar la verdad tal y como es y que sobre todo podamos ejercer un cambio en nuestras vidas. Te lo pedimos, Padre. Amén. Te alabamos, te bendecimos, te glorificamos siempre. Good morning. If you just joined us, it's exactly 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's a pleasure to bid you good morning. This is the general weather forecast for today, Tuesday, October 17th. And mamma mia, how time flies. Within 2 weeks, we will have finished the month of October, and then we will suddenly be in the month of November. And then 7 weeks after that, it is Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. And believe me, it's not as if I am trying to pressure you or make you feel. Some people must be saying, "Oh, shut up, Emmanuel. Don't remind us of that, of all the expenses that we have to go through." But regardless if I say it or not, you will have to go through the expenses and a number of other things. Well, maybe not all the expenses, because Christmas is what you make out of it. Sometimes I really don't understand all the necessity for all those expenses and all those new linoleums and everything and new congoleums and new this and new the other. And believe me, it's time to clean your heart, your soul. That's the most important thing, to be reborn again in your faith. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what the general weather forecast has to say. Today, relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail. And it seems to be a never-ending story these days. Relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast: sunny with cloudy spells today and cloudy at times tonight. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop mainly along the coast this morning, inland this afternoon, and then over the south and coast tonight and tomorrow morning. The winds blowing from the north-northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea stayed light chop. The temperatures along the coast, ladies and gentlemen, a maximum of 88 degrees and a minimum of 77. Inland, we're going all the way up to 92 degrees and a minimum of 72 degrees. And in the hills, a very cool 78 degrees as a max and an even cooler 66 degrees as a low. The outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, is a few showers and thunderstorms over southern and coastal areas Wednesday morning, spreading to inland areas Wednesday afternoon, and then over the south and coast on Wednesday night. The tides, there's a high tide this morning at 8:34, a low tide at 2:29 this afternoon, then followed by a second high tide at 8:49 tonight, followed then by a second low tide at 10 minutes before 3 tomorrow morning. The sun rose this morning at 5:46, and the sun sets today at 5:30. And in pretty much the same manner, the moon sets today at 4:23 in the afternoon because it's out, and the moon rises tomorrow morning at a quarter before 5 in the morning. We want to thank Michelle Smith for this information, and we have to recognize the efforts of all those other persons working at the Met Office, and not only the Met Office, but a number of other places. And in particular, we're talking about the doctors and nurses at the hospital. Sometimes we just take it for granted that there's going to be somebody there. But for God's sake, yes, there was somebody there, but we have to recognize that these people have been at it. And not only doctors and nurses, but attendants and orderlies and all of these people who make things possible. And we're talking as well about customs officers, immigration officers, policemen, the soldiers, the workers at the factories. We're talking here about other people who work at night and who, for some reason or the other, we sometimes take for granted. And I think that we cannot be taking for granted anymore. We have to recognize them and applaud them for the work that they do. Good morning and thank you very much. Buenos días, compañeros. Son las 7:09. Hoy es martes, el 17 de octubre. Un gran gusto saludarles. Quiero decir que si estás cumpliendo años, que la pases bien. Si estás celebrando aniversarios, igualmente. Todos nuestros mejores deseos para ti y para todas las personas que tengan una razón legítima, por decir, para tener una celebración. Porque muchas personas tenemos pachanga por ninguna razón alguna. Pero la situación general, no vamos a entrar en las razones para tener una pachanga. Muchas veces no necesitas razón para tener una. Eso sí acepto. La situación general, condiciones relativamente húmedas e inestables, continúan controlando nuestro clima aquí en el país de Belice. Para las siguientes 24 horas, soleado, con periodos de nubosidad hoy, también durante el curso del día, también por la noche. Vamos a tener unos chubascos o tormentas aisladas, especialmente desarrollándose sobre la costa hoy por la mañana, en el interior del país hoy por la tarde, luego sobre el sur y por la costa hoy por la noche y también mañana por la mañana. Perdón, los vientos del norte-noreste de 5 a 15 nudos, el estado del mar ligeramente agitado. Temperaturas por la costa 88 grados con una máxima, 77 con una mínima. En el interior del país 92 con una máxima y 72 con una mínima. Y compañeros, por las colinas, temperatura máxima de 78 grados, qué envidia. Y 66 con una mínima. Se espera que para mañana miércoles tengamos unos chubascos, tormentas sobre la sección sur del país y también sobre las áreas costeras por la mañana. Y estos se estarán esparciendo hacia el interior del país el miércoles por la tarde y sobre el sur y por la costa miércoles por la noche. Compañeros, habrá una marea alta hoy en la mañana para las 8:34, una marea baja a las 2:29 por la tarde y luego otra marea alta a las 8:49 hoy por la noche y luego una segunda marea baja mañana a las 3:10 por la madrugada. El sol salió hoy por la mañana a las 6:14 y el sol se oculta hoy a las 5:30 exactamente. Y la luna de igual forma se oculta a las 4:23 hoy por la tarde, pero sale mañana tempranito, a un cuarto antes de las 5 de la mañana. Le damos las gracias a Michelle Smith y, como dijimos en inglés, a todas las otras personas que han estado haciendo una gran diferencia trabajando durante las horas cuando nosotros estamos todos amochaditos en la cama. No, estas personas están trabajando. Estamos hablando de los doctores y las enfermeras en los hospitales y las otras personas trabajando, los agentes de seguridad. También estamos hablando de los aduaneros y los agentes de migración. Y también estamos hablando acerca de los trabajadores de las fábricas, los agentes de seguridad y muchas otras personas que trabajan y alguien tiene que hacerlo. Tenemos un país que se está desarrollando todavía aún y alguien tiene que hacerlo. Y aunque fuera un país desarrollado, claro que tuviéramos la necesidad de tener más gente aún quizás, pero reconocemos de que si nadie lo estuviera haciendo, entonces estuviéramos estancados como país. Y les debo de agradecer los esfuerzos a todas esas personas que están haciendo este trabajo arduo para el desarrollo de Belice. Muchas gracias y muy buenos días. Vamos a una pausa, compañeros, cuando son las 7:14. Hoy tenemos invitados también. Toda la semana vamos a tener invitados. Y hoy tenemos invitados y no se vayan porque estaremos de vuelta con esta persona tan pronto estemos de vuelta luego de esos anuncios. No se vayan, compañeros, estaremos de vuelta.
The first two phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmopont Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dangriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first two phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Give me the real milk, that number one milk. Dana milk, enough Dana milk. You can whip it scream, but Dana milk it is real. Yes, Dana milk, enough Dana milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro. Dana milk, enough Dana milk. Dana milk in the morning, Dana milk in the evening. Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dana milk, then up Dana milk. All over this land, and in Belmopont, yes, Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in Fiji. Dana milk, then up Dana milk. You can hear this stuff, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dana milk. I love Dino Milk. Dino Milk Powder. Probably the best milk powder in the world. Dino.
Attention all Digicel prepaid customers. Digicel now has a new way for you to access all the prepaid services that you love. Our new prepaid menu is now your one-stop shop for everything prepaid. Checking your account balances, purchasing your favorite data plan, text bundles, and more just got easier. Accessing this new menu is quick and easy. Just dial *100#. A menu will pop right up on your phone with a list of all the available options. And you can still dial *100 for voice instructions or send a text using our shortcode options. Listen, all options are super easy. Just choose which one works best for you. Cause being prepaid is just that simple. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to learn more about your new prepaid menu or visit our website at digicel.bz/menu. Go beyond! Only with Digicel.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, acompáñanos al Sugar City Morning Show. Hoy tengo el gran gusto, como siempre, de invitar, de darle la bienvenida, no de invitar, de darle la bienvenida, perdón. ¿Estás?
Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
¿Cómo estás? How you doing?
I'm good. Somebody may send me a picture I can show you. For when let's say when I'm 15. Yeah, but you know they come in, man. But I'm good. Good morning to one and all. It's a beautiful morning. Boy, Emmanuel, today's the 17th already. And a Tuesday. We start the week, you know. We're here. It's a wonderful morning, wonderful day. But if we notice now that there are days not so hot.
No, actually, a little while ago, I was quite pleased to read the weather forecast, and saying that in the hills is going to go down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit as a low, and a high of 78 degrees. Now that's quite pleasant, you know.
Yeah, I could have worked on some of that.
That's quite pleasant, you know. I mean, 78 as a high and 66 as a low.
Yeah.
That's lovely weather.
Nothing forecast when it comes to rain.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. If you go into the National Hurricane Center page, you will see that yes, there's some cloudiness in the area, but you know, you have this huge high circling in the Atlantic, and yes, you have some little storms at the bottom levels of the high pressure system, but that's also indicative of the activity that goes on in that area, because it's, you know, where the northern hemisphere meets the southern hemisphere, and is generally packed up with activity. Let's remind people that in the northern hemisphere, a high pressure system circulates around the clock. In other words, just like a clock, going from 1 to 3 to 6 and to 9 and so forth. And in the lower and in the southern hemisphere, it works the other way around. You know?
Yeah.
And then a low pressure system in the northern hemisphere goes against the clock, and in the southern hemisphere it goes it goes around clockwise. So there's what is called the intratropical convergence zone, this area here. And that's typical an area that is, that's why it almost always rains in Panama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
But nothing right now. Yes, we have some clouds in the area, but in terms of like storms and so forth,
we're good.
we're good.
Well, thank the good Lord once
For
again.
the moment, we're good. Yes, there are some clouds on the northwestern Caribbean, down by down by Nicaragua and so forth. But I don't think, like here, and those are normally bear watching. But at the moment, I don't think that there's any development there. So, nothing at all for the moment. So it should be quite pleasant. Actually, if I were to tell you that I'm looking forward to the mornings when the skies are absolutely clear, blue skies, and the mornings are crisp. And that's typically Vientitos de Handal Pichan that come down at the end of October.
Yeah, I maybe I hear your voice early when I come on morning. I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Yes, yes.
By Emmanuel, they got 3 big burning issues out there. Oh, by the way, someone was shot last night again on the Jane Usher Boulevard area in the city. Last night. Again and again and again, But they have this thing where they come up right now with this person that was appointed to, I think it's the Court of Appeal.
Yes, the Court of Appeal.
I guess he was sworn in yesterday, and we got nice about that. We got nice about where Mr. Catus, it was Mr. Catus, the person that was killed. We got nice about that. And we got nice about the 8 million. Lot of nice. The VNTU has jumped on board as well. Sometimes I wonder, I say, okay, so this BNTU, I know everybody have to fight for their rights, but I think they should have fight for their rights like individually and not as a body as the BNTU, But they
What exactly do you mean by that? I don't understand.
Because I believe that the BNTU is to look at the affairs of the teachers,
That's what you mean.
Yeah. Look at the affairs of the teachers and the situations in schools.
In other words, you're telling us that perhaps the BNTU is being coerced into a situation by a political party, or maybe they're grabbing too much for themselves and fighting a fight that is not really theirs,
and overlooking the other issues that are happening when it comes to schools and to teachers. Right?
Oh, so you feel that there are pressing needs within the school for them to be looking outside of the scope of schoolwork and teachers
take care of business.
Take care of your house first.
Yeah, take care of your house first, because they got a lot of things that are happening in their school. They got a lot of teachers who do a lot of things and nothing happen. And what happen is they have things like some principals will ignore a lot of things where someone and teacher do and just watch it bypass because they're a friend and so. And when the principal want to go somewhere, go to Chatamal or go somewhere for 2-3 days, no teacher no say nothing. So everything is all right. So sometimes when I do anything out of the way, it's all right with the principal too.
But the BNTU has risen these days over the past couple of years because they were the only ones who have managed to pretty much put the government on its knees, really.
right?
I mean, literally. So, and saying and demanding these 8 points. I gather that they are quite they are following up on their demands, on those 8 point demands, because not all of them have been fulfilled, and I gather that's an issue all by itself. But I sort of agree with you up to a certain extent that if there are issues within the schools and so forth, then those should be given priority because that is your primary line of work. But then because of the success that it had recently, then I think that people are saying, well, why not do it again?
Yeah, I
You know what I
heard.
mean? You're the only ones who can do it.
I overheard a conversation yesterday. Some part of the country, I don't know if the west or south, but where the ministry is canceling a bus service in that area. And one lady made up on the radio, the talk, I said, man, but what we can do? And the host of the show, they tell her, well, they may announce this thing a long time, so should I get prepared for this? You know? The person say, he never hear it. So they say, oh, so just because you never hear it, that means that you wrong what they do then. You understand? But canceling a bus in a school area, I think that's supposed to be a big issue and a challenge for the BNTU as well. If you look into that, no man, we can't cancel this bus because children need to get from point to point. You know?
But were there any reasons as to why they were canceling the bus run?
I never really get the full reason, but
Okay. Also,
I hear the conversation that the lady had on the radio, on a radio station, and they were saying that the bus from some point to, and it's a school run. It's a school run that has been cancelled, right? And these are serious things that the union is supposed
Well,
to do.
I'd like to think that some of these cancellations or whatever that are done are normally given a lot of thought, and that sometimes some sort of alternative arrangements are being offered, but sometimes people just don't want to bend, you know.
Yeah.
That like the people who ride on the bus, they want to, if you stop at this gate and they're not gonna come off because even though they live right next door,
Yeah.
they want you to stop at the next gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then what happens is, if let's say that the area don't have one lot of students, then instead of put on bus, they could have probably put on van.
Like I said, but you don't know if that has been
No,
offered.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know if that has happened.
But then, like I say, these are some of the things that I would encourage the union to look into as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tell about the issue at school, I could tell about the issue because we have kids that go to school.
So
The last
in other
time,
words, you think it's a matter of priority.
yes, the last time I mentioned something, I saw a lot of things going on, but I never really follow it up and make no noise about it, you know, because I left the school like that because I don't really want to make them feel like I did bash anything personally against them, but it's reality what is happening at some schools, right? And if the parents could see it, sometimes go to Ministry of Education and you report them thing, I know if you have one, if you have somebody right there, so as one district education officer, that the whole district then they deal with. So the thing is that them probably can't look into everything, or sometimes it goes on deaf ears. But then these are the things that people, or maybe the parents there, or the person who have the issues, maybe they need to report it to the union.
Papá mía, así son los maestros y principales. Llegan a las escuelas solo a chismear, a las clases no les importa, pero para pedir no son buenos, parecen lagunas para tragar.
You see?
Esa es la opinión de una persona que está...
Yeah. I think this is Delvey. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Morning to
morning.
you, Delby.
Girl, I think I never made a hair for you this morning.
No.
But make I tell you why.
Uh,
Because I saw a pretty picture of you on Miss Flores, and so you look like one of them on big tour, man. Where the-
no, because they come on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
My aunt came from LA.
Okay.
So we went swimming with the sharks, so that we did that over the weekend.
You went swimming with the who?
With the sharks.
Sharks, yes, no sharks. They don't bite.
Oh, they don't bite. Do you manage to touch them? Can you touch them?
Yes,
If you could touch the shark, man.
yes, yes, yes.
Are they just natural tamed? Have been tamed for this because
It's
you
a
know,
type of
or,
shark.
or is just a type of shark that is not
I
violent?
think it's a type of shark. Those are nurse sharks that we went swimming with. But we had to go with our guide, though, so the guide knows how to, maneuver around them and things.
Well, I'm glad to know that Miss Flores went out, man. That's a really, really great thing to have your mom with you, Delby. Just keep the
Yes.
family ties like that very strong because it's very important, all right?
Yes, yes, it is. Thank you.
So,
Okay.
what's up for today?
Yes, this one I have entitled Just Keep Smiling.
Just keep what?
Smiling. Sonriendo.
Yeah, stay just like that till the point. Emmanuel, smile. Go ahead.
Everyone looks on the outside and sees smiles and cheery ways. Our glasses are sunbeams. Let me start again. Everyone looks on the outside and sees smiles and cheery ways. Our glasses are sunbeam, riding along, and maybe some sunscreen if you may. Though the storm rises up, the life jacket is fastened on as it should be. Looking strong and not giving up doesn't mean that the heart doesn't feel. Sit down, listen, let me be real. At times I cry, at times I feel alone. At times I go home to an empty home. At times I get confused. At times I don't understand. At times it's hard to put my trust in any man. And through it all, those times, giving up was never an option. For through the blood of Jesus Christ, there is redemption. There is no such thing as being perfect. For while we were sinners, Christ died for our sake. He paid the price for all forgiveness whenever we do make a mistake. So I'll keep smiling because it's free, and worrying doesn't take the pain away. So smile, just smile. No matter what, there's always going to be a brighter day.
Wow, I see the smile on this picture too, girl. Emmanuel can't talk it because he still the smile. But you get your message.
Do you speak Spanish, Delvi?
Yes?
Yo simplemente tengo una observación
Ajá.
que muchas personas los ves en las calles y están sonriendo, pero tú no sabes qué llevan por dentro, qué dolor llevan por dentro. Y si les preguntaras cómo estás, aunque les está partiendo todo el dolor de lo que están llevando por dentro, te van a decir, tienen el coraje todavía de decir, estoy bien.
Bien. Sí.
Y eso es la gran mayoría de nosotros. ¿Por qué lo hacen? ¿Por qué lo hacemos? Porque muchos de nosotros lo hacemos también. ¿Ya me entiendes? Pero siempre tenemos una sonrisa en la cara y podemos decir, estamos bien. Porque nos damos cuenta que al final del día los problemas son personales y nadie que, aunque lo comparta, no voy a poder lograr una solución a ese problema diciéndotelo a ti. Si él tomaría a mi envolvimiento para solucionar ese problema, y a muchas personas pues no quieren estar escuchando problemas de otras personas. Aunque sí hay cosa llamada una buena amistad, una buena relación entre personas, que cuando buscas a esa persona le dices, tengo necesidad de hablar, y aún más, quiero llorar, quiero gritar, y esa persona te abraza y te dice, ven conmigo. Ese tipo de arreglo es bonito, pero por lo general nos lo aguantamos por dentro.
But the thing is, apart from that, the message that I'm trying to bring, that whatever problem we may go through, it could always be worse.
Exactly.
It could always be worse. We complain about our shoes being too tight, and imagine there are people who don't even have feet.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
exactly
that should
right.
encourage us to keep smiling, Whatever I am going through.
I understand all of that.
Worse.
There was a man who says, it's, I don't have a hat and the sun is burning my head. And the other one says, you know something? The man didn't have any hands. He says, well, there are two flies on my chest, and I can't even scratch myself.
Right.
Which is even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand that David, thank you very, very much. Always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to listen.
Delvi, you use a digital phone or a smartphone?
Digital, Mr. Checking.
Okay, I will give you a call later to guide you through where you can get your calls cheaper, all right? So when you call, we
Okay.
can have a better conversation, all right?
Okay.
I'll
okay,
call you
Mr.
later
Checking.
after school today.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have yourself a wonderful one.
You too. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, Emmanuel. So maybe they have to get an association when it comes to take care of the students that school, because the union protects the teachers, right? And this one, the one next text, but this don't have to do with that. It say, what happened to the raise of pay with interest that government promises to the teachers and the pensioners last year? Is that dead? We don't hear anything else about it. Well, we don't know if,
Well, that is what the BNTU should be addressing, like you correctly said.
right, so
You know what I mean?
you're supposed to try look into them things they saw and leave the political thing for the people who they deal with the politics, you know, because I mean the activists there. But then Emmanuel, like you said at the BNTU, and we know that they had 11 days of strike, and then they do so good and took those points to the government. So have we seen the opposition come as something strong like that? So what, the BNTU is stronger than the opposition? Come on, Lopez.
Well, that's a good question. What the BNTU can do, the People's United Party or any party as opposition cannot do, because there is, when you're talking about teachers, you're talking about teachers of our kids,
Right.
and generally, teachers hold a high level of, are being held with a high level of respect by the parents, and the parents normally are supportive of teachers, regardless. There is no political barrier within teachers and so forth. They are your kids' teachers, regardless if teacher Nuri or teacher Miley or
Or you
teacher
don't like her, you don't like
anybody,
you.
if he in a red or blue or yellow or pink, whatever, if he's straight or a gay or whatever, if he's black or a white or yellow or whatever, those teachers are your kids' teachers, and you will hold them in high respect.
And that's where the power comes in.
That's where the power comes in.
You understand?
Yes.
So, make we see what I play with, because this man done swearing already, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He was sworn in yesterday.
But I gather that according to Senator Elena, I beg your pardon, Senator Elena, that she says that the Constitution clearly stipulates the requirements for the Court of Appeals judge, and it says that you must have been acting as a judge in the Commonwealth for the past 20 years or so, and holding a position as a judge,
So the man don't
and
meet
it
the criteria.
turns out that he does not qualify, because I think that he spent some 5 years as a lawyer in Jamaica, but then after that he has been working since as an accountant rather than as a lawyer. This is according to her. That doesn't mean that he was not. I don't know his side of the story, because you have two sides of the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You always have two sides of the story. But this is what I heard in the news last night, that he has been holding out, not holding out, but he has been, he has more experience as an accountant than as a lawyer. This is what Senator Elena said in her justification for going against the decision of going against the appointment. But then again, we yet have to hear from the Prime Minister as to why he, his points of views and so forth. I don't know if he has mentioned that in some previous.
Well, there's going to be a sitting of the House this Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday.
Maybe he will address that situation.
Probably.
But has he had a press conference recently where he has addressed the Franz Park situation?
Not that I can recall, but maybe. But you see, yesterday when we talked about that word injunction, it came up, The word came up last night with the attorney for Cola. They are trying to see if they could put an injunction on this thing with this boulevard.
They claim that the money that the project should be no higher than $4.5 million, and that $8 million is definitely a bloated contract, and therefore, where is the $3.5 million going?
Do you believe, or can we say that if that contract was awarded to other construction companies and not to Emer, do we believe that this would have caused what it's causing right now?
Well, it's probable that it's possible that, you see, everything is politics, man. Everything is politics. They say, Emer, oh, this is Gaspar Vega's nephew. This must be what you call it. But they don't realize that if perhaps the Ministry of Works, I gather also, which is important, I gather also, according to the news yesterday, through 5 and 7, I gather that it says, but let me try to give quote unquote, because the recline can read that quote.
You know what, go there?
But it says quite clearly. Let me just quickly. He may have been the only one who bid.
Oh yeah? But this bidding
So
was
in other words, he must have been the one who was asked to bid because it's selective tendering.
Yeah. So out of the selective tendering, when they say what, they got like 5 people in, like as a group, out of them 5 or 6 or 10 people they have, that out of that they want to select one. It's not open to the general public.
Selective, in other words, I'm asking you to bid, I'm asking you to bid, I'm asking you to bid, I'm asking you to bid.
Okay.
Just select who they're going to be getting that.
Yep. So out of that, then choose which one they figure qualify for the
But
job.
according to this, and I mean the Giltori just like how I get out.
Quote unquote then.
According to this, it says that that he may be the only one who bid. Maybe the one. So it was not put out to tender. Now there is an element from within the laws that says that any contract awarded to anybody that goes beyond the amount of $5 million must be put out to tender. So there may easily be legitimate ground. May easily be, because I don't know how the ministry is going to defend themselves there. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we have to say the truth. How the ministry is going to defend themselves there, I don't know, because the contract was easily for $8 million. If then, I think that they anticipated it to be close to $8 million. So I'm not telling you that what they did was wrong, but to Emer. But why is it that they did not put it out as a tendering process? Or why is it that they need to convince a lot of people? Why is it they put it as a selective tendering process? Do they waste a lot of time with doing that? Do they get a lot of tenders that don't qualify?
You have to go through all of them.
I don't know. So we'd like to know, however.
But sometimes when they put it out for tender, they just put it out for tender because that's the law, and they don't know who they want to get, right? You understand? So they could easily do that.
I know. I'm hoping that's not the way.
Because that just like there was a tender out for bands to bid for a certain organization right here in the country of Belize. You have to you have to follow up on farm and go through the guidelines, and then they decide who win the bid. But I'm not sure if it's open to the public, but it's a private thing, so it's not like a government thing that has to. It's like selective. They select, all right, you bid, and who come up with the bid that suit them, like you said, not necessarily the cheapest one, but the one that can provide the service along the guidelines, the price that you're charging, then go to what then say suit them more. They might say, oh, this one they charge well, a little bit cheaper, but see what all this one they provide, this one they provide that, this one they provide that, and we know the experience. We have worked with this one already, and we're not too sure about this one, or want to work with that one, or I may say that one work with somebody and we never really like what we see. You understand? Because I believe they have a board or a committee that decides who the contract will be awarded to.
Well, they have an awards committee, so I'm sure that they were the ones who studied. and so forth and so forth. But
So what if this injunction come? If they put down this injunction, no.
let the cards fall.
Yeah, then
I
the
don't
work
know.
will have to stop, right?
I don't think that the work has begun.
Well, yes, man, the work then don't start to do the work. Or after, you know, here when the contract may sign is to start
Well,
immediately.
if they have begun, they just have to pay whatever contract they have for the amount of work that they've done. It's very simple.
Yeah, and then all the purchases and everything that person have done already, they just have to pay for it now.
And if those purchases would have been deemed as necessary for any of the contractors to buy, so then you're going to buy it for one and give it to the other. It's
Yeah. Yeah,
You
but
know?
the thing is, like, when all of this happen, even if the ministry may wrong or they may right, there are things keep back progress to man.
yes,
Because like you rightly mentioned that area there is a heavy traversed area.
heavily
That
so.
one
heavily
business
so.
area, right?
Heavily so, heavily so. So we yet have to find out why the project. We had an idea yesterday of the scope of the project, like I said, and it's not only roads. It's a canal, it's bridges, and it's sidewalks and so forth. But people are saying, well, even with all of that, you mean to tell me that over 1 mile of road is going to cost you about $2-3 million, and then you have $5 million more. That means the sidewalks are going to cost more than the road, and the canal is going to the Orton Canal is going to cost you more. Orton, because it's not a cement canal, is going to cost you more than the road, and that may have that there may be a point. You know what I mean? But we don't know. We don't know. Así que we need to find out as well.
Yeah, we need to find out that we need to know what happened. As soon as we get to know what happened or how it gone, we can definitely bring it out to to our viewers, no? But right now it's just like in the air. But make we wait and see what happened Friday at the house.
I'm sure those topics are going to be addressed.
Yeah, and or probably maybe before then, we might hear it.
Yes.
But it's a very sticky situation of what is happening, you know. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning, gentlemen. Concerning the reward that we're talking about the millions and so on, it's not about the money. It's not about who gets the contract. It's about how it is done. Because as you can see out here on the celebration highway, this road was done, and there are many parts of the road that have big holes already. So it doesn't matter about the price, it doesn't matter about the contractor, but it needs to get done the right way, and so it can last a good while. Because if I'm investing in a house, I will not invest in a house so much thousands of dollars, and in 2-3 years it will be falling on top of me. I mean, come on. So I guess we should get someone that will do the job the right way, and a job that will be done the right way. Thank you very much.
Totally agree. Right? Like if somebody you say somebody build a house to me, right? And in 2 months I see the house they leak, and you see zinc they drop off, so you not hire that person, right?
But there's a certain amount of controversy in what the young man said, because he says it's not about the money. But of course it's about the money, because you can't get high quality construction if you don't pay more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you get what you pay for. So at the end of the day, the problem is when you pay a lot and you don't get value for your money, then that's the problem.
So they got to say we say more for less or less for more. You know. So what are we getting here? But then probably if somebody would have smart enough interview the contractor on a sit down basis.
Or the chief engineer, or somebody who sits there and explain to us exactly what is the scope of the work, and so forth and so forth, and then maybe this can be resolved.
Yeah, maybe
easier.
they'll get the answers.
They'll have the answers, and once you start to use and tell me all about the scope of the work, and you impress me. Then you manage to impress me. A lot of people would shut their mouths up and say, "Oh, that's why But even that is not happening. So, you know.
So maybe if some media person will go down that road, maybe we could get some clearer answers.
Maybe.
You know, but
Maybe.
seems like you know they got away, but it'd good if somebody from the media as well they were there, because we are not a newscast, right? We are just the actual hosts. You know, so we are not journalists when it comes to that. But if somebody that go out there and try interview the contractor, interview the person from the ministry, the CEO or whosoever responsible for that, then probably some questions that are in the air that has not been answered probably can be answered, no?
Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, señor.
Yo solo quisiera decir que todo eso que está sucediendo del contract y del asunto del judge que hicieron todo cumplían del PUP y de cola, todo es política. No llegan a ningún lado con ellos, solo es política de parte de esa gente y todos ven mal. Yo quiero que Cola, Karim Musa y el BNTU y el Senate Inquiry sienten a Johnny Briceño, a Said Musa, a Ralph Fonseca, a Francis Fonseca y que les pregunten dónde está el dinero del Super Bowl, dónde acabó todo ese dinero. Eso quiero que pregunten ellos. No pregunten de 8 millones. ¿Cuánto dinero se gastó en el Super Bowl? ¿Cuánto dinero ellos agarraron? Eso yo quisiera. Están hablando, yo quisiera de hablar de corrupción. Yo quiero que ellos los pongan allá en el Senate y que les pregunten por Mr. Lizarraga como lo hace él, Edmond Courtney. Gracias.
A ti. Cuánta verdad has dicho, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I say people have their own perspective and the way how they look at things as well, Emmanuel.
Sí, pero yo siempre dije desde muy principio de que el PUP no le gusta estar solo con la etiqueta del partido más corrupto en la historia de Belice. El PUP quería etiquetar al UDP como el más corrupto o igual de corrupto, porque es la única forma que podían ellos liberarse de esa culpabilidad de decir, mira, y ellos lo hicieron también, así que yo ya cambié, yo ya me vestí de santo, yo ya soy de blanco, no obstante que tenga yo todo mi ruedo de negro, pero yo ya soy santito, yo ya me arrepentí y ya pedí perdón. Y pues ahora tan de repente, pues la gente me va a creer, sí, pobrecito, sí, muy bien, yo te creo a ti, ellos son los corruptos. Es un plot, todo eso es parte de un complot que el PUP ha hecho. Like they say, misery loves company, that young man, yeah. my people. Misery loves company. And if you're down there, believe me, you want to drag down anybody along with you.
Yeah.
That's the plain truth. But he said a mouthful.
Yep. Well, Emmanuel, our guest is on the way. They should be here anytime now. It's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock.
Okay.
4 away from 8, so we'll take on break. And if our guest arrives here before we start,
I like to at this point, as if I'm being informed right, today is Miss Marilyn Vega's birthday, so I'd like to take time out to wish her all the best for today. I wish her all the best. As time progresses, we shift in terms of the things that we want, and I do believe that I am safe to say that I wish you all the happiness and peace in your heart and peace in your soul, and lots of love within the family. Those are my best wishes to you.
Also from all of us here at North Television Channel 10, good morning, Miss Marilyn, and happy birthday to you. Hope that you will enjoy this day to the fullest, and most of all with God's blessing. Have yourself a wonderful day. On that note, we take a short break.
Take a break, and we'll be right back with you.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country?
taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Buster. They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run you. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
I love my Digicel 4G LTE data. Between work and school, I have to multitask to keep up. When I'm on the move, I have everything I need no matter where I go. Whether it's research for school, emails for work, or Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube while on those long bus rides, Digicel 4G LTE got me covered. Digicel 4G LTE's nationwide coverage is exactly what I need to get me where I'm going. They're truly the bigger, better network.
I'm about to hit you with the work, boy. The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega & Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega & Sons Limited, because we care for you.
We have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
It goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Northern Medical Specialty Plaza has been offering excellent health services since its inception in 2000. Today you can enjoy a wide range of medical services through our experienced doctors and dedicated friendly staff. No need to go to Belize City or Chetumal. Introducing our new state-of-the-art CT Scan 16 slides, now available at Northern Medical Specialty Plaza in high-definition technology, computerized tomography. Also available, ultrasound 4D scan, which shows moving 3D images of your baby. We also provide services such as mammograms, X-ray, clean and safe nursery, certified pharmacist, operating facilities, our 24 hours emergency and hospitalization. High technology research facilities. Our motto has always been to serve our community with compassion, quality, and affordable medical services. Specialists devoted to serve you. Visit us today at Orchid Drive in Orange Rock Town or call us at 302-3708. Northern Medical Specialty Plaza. Your health is our priority.
The new Belize City Civic Center is taking shape at the foot of the Balkan Bridge and is expected to be completed by December 2017. This multi-purpose mega facility will boast an air-conditioned interior with a seating capacity of 4,500, a FIBA-certified wooden main court and 3 practice courts, offices, media boxes, and multiple locker rooms, another basketball court with 24-hour access to the public, and parking for 200 vehicles. This $34 million investment highlights a new era of world-class sporting infrastructure for the entire country of Belize. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Come wrong already, Carnival you coming quickly. Look out, the sun coming out to play. Look the vibes filling up, 'cause we're ready for way. And we jam and jam and we jam and we jam and jam. Beat it like a pan. And we jam and make it incredible. 'Cause we feel incredible. The vibes is incredible. The movement incredible.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's indeed a pleasure to bid you good morning. If you've just joined us, thank you very much. Good morning, welcome. I'm sitting here along with Robert Checky Usher, and we are awaiting our guests. But in the meantime, we will be who we have just gotten in contact with, and is supposed to be arriving shortly.
Right.
Very shortly. But nonetheless, we have to comply with certain requisites, and which means that, well, we have a lot to discuss about. I gather that Carl Hughes Memorial Hospital is requesting people to please go in and donate blood. And the blood bank, well, it's not really Carl Hughes now. It's the Blood Bank of Belize is asking people to please go in. Apparently, there is a shortage of blood, ladies and gentlemen. People are not going in to donate blood as often as they have been doing, or as often as KHMH and the medical and the hospitals would like you to do. So what has happened is that they are doing no selective surgeries because no hay sangre, okay? You know, they just can't.
Concerns all of us.
Exactly. And the thing is that even the people, if we were to have an accident here in Orange Road, and because Belize City or Carl Houston is the referral hospital, and if they don't have blood there, then it's our very own who will suffer. So estamos pidiendo a la gente, vayan por favor a donar sangre. Hay escasez de sangre en los bancos de sangre aquí en Belice. Se les está pidiendo, por favor, vayan vayan a donar sangre porque están deficientes de sangre y ahorita están en un proceso de que no saben qué hacer, las operaciones las tienen que estar poniendo, atrasando, y quisiera ver que pues la gente vaya a donar sangre más y así entonces se pudieran hacer todas las operaciones.
And it's no specific type, right?
Everything, everybody.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Buenos días. Eso de donar sangre, Mr. Martínez, la semana pasada yo soy un donante. Yo fui a donar sangre y en el rótulo de la puerta marca donating for blood is 1:30 to 4:30. Usted sabe hasta qué horas vinieron a atender, habíamos como 7 nosotros. A casi 2:45 comenzaron a agarrar sangre, pruebas para ver su sangre de quién está bueno.
¿Y por qué?
Entonces, ese es un desánimo para que la gente...
Estoy de acuerdo contigo y hay que llamar a la administradora o quien sea a decirle qué pasó, por qué esto está sucediendo.
¿Me entiende? Porque le preguntamos a la doctora, a los doctores dicen que tenemos que esperar. A mí...
No. Cuando tú estás donando, tú no tienes que esperar.
¿Qué hospital es?
Aquí en el Northern Regional Hospital. Acá.
Cuando tú estás donando, esa persona debe estar esperante para ti con brazos abiertos. Vengan. Pero si estás donando y te están tratando con mal modo, no funciona así.
¿Me entiendes? Porque hasta como 2:45 comenzaron a atender. Entonces hay cosas que uno necesita hacer, por eso dicen 1:30 a 4:30. Yo creo que a esa hora ellos deben ser puntuales para comenzar a servir a la gente. Muchísimas
Estoy de
gracias.
acuerdo, gracias.
Dice
como rapidito llegamos a saber las cosas.
And those people are not there giving a community service. They are being paid to be there.
Thank you very much.
Right? So,
But I don't know.
Man.
Yes, it is.
And then, Emmanuel, you mentioned about accidents, and so of course, need blood when you get accident. But sometimes some lady when they got baby, they need blood.
Yes.
Sometimes somebody gets sick and the blood low, and they need blood. So
Well,
when they say
even
blood
people
protein,
who are whose blood is low, you need to give them blood to make them have the strength.
and you know what they say when you're there right there. So I don't blame them because they got people when you like replace the blood. Okay, you have to get family members or somebody to donate the blood. Then we can give the person the blood. Right? But with this frustration of the people that they wait, I don't think that the right thing, because they should have persons that deal specifically with that when it comes to the blood bank.
But my question is, where is the supervisors? Where are the heads of the department?
That complaint must reach the office.
Exactly. And why is it that they don't do something about it? Maybe they have. Maybe there was a legitimate reason. Maybe there was. I'll be the devil's advocate.
But
maybe there was a legitimate reason. I beg your pardon, and maybe the person was not feeling too well.
Manuel,
but I don't know.
No way that a hospital there should be a legitimate reason that somebody is not there at that point where they're supposed to be. Because sometimes some people work 7 to 3, and then they say, well, this one no come in, so I have to stay from 3 to 11. This one no come, so I have to stay. I can't go. So if, like what the man said, they said I give the blood from 1:30 to 4:30 or 1 to 4:30 or something like that. Person's supposed to be there in at that time, because blood is important, and you know you got shortage and nobody not there right there. So what you could do out of the office and not there right there, so if take this blood for the young people. Your business to be there, man, regardless of, I don't think that one person worked at the bank. Now if that one person worked at the bank, then if he needs some time off, make it take it by the time that they know they receive blood from people. You can't have people to wait. But I'm glad that this person them is still wait. You understand? And they got to donate. So then wait. You understand? Because you know when you go, they have to check your blood type, they have to check. Some people may they drink and they say if you drink within 3 days you can't get blood, or some people got diabetes or some kind of sickness that they can't donate blood. So, and this is a call for the entire country of Belize that the blood bank needs blood at this time. So if you are a donor, we're asking your kind corporation to go into the blood bank in your district and please donate.
Sí, sí, sí. Porque, por favor, y que las oficinas de blood banks, en the blood offices, in the hospitals, por favor, que estén abiertos, porque sería una pena, una vergüenza que le estamos instando, pidiendo a la gente que vaya a donar sangre, por favor, y resulta de que tienen que estar esperando largos. Ahora, yo entiendo si hay una fila de gente que tienes que esperar, pues yo entiendo eso, pero que vayas tú a donar y que resulta que esté cerrado y que te digan tienes que esperar, pues yo no tengo que esperar, yo estoy donando sangre y por el amor de Dios, a mí no me estás pagando, yo no necesito estar ahí. Así que tengo la opción de regresarme e irme a mi casa, tan simple como eso. ¿Ok? Eres tú que tienes de tener el espacio y el tiempo para atenderme a mí, porque yo soy el que estoy donando la sangre.
You know, when
Así es de plano.
I don't have to wait.
Así es.
Yeah, I don't have to wait. I can donate, and I don't take my time out. And if I don't do it today, I can't do it again till in a month time, or maybe in a 2 months time, because I'm going away, or something will happen. This is a text. They also start taking blood samples late in the morning. The sign says 8 a.m. But how can a pregnant woman wait until after 8 to eat? You have to wake up a little bit later, Joe. Wake up like 7:30.
Darling, if you have a tired belly till 12 o'clock, you have a tired belly till 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
But believe me, I've spent an entire day without eating. Me costó, claro. Menté todo, a todos alrededor de mí. Claro. Pero, bueno, tienes que hacerlo, tienes que hacerlo. Pero entiendo tu punto.
So, according to this person, at 1 o'clock the place open. So if you want to donate blood, then it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the Northern Regional Hospital right here in Orange Walk. I don't know what's the hours in different districts, but right here in Orange Walk it's from 1 until 4:30. But if you are from Orange Walk and you're in a different district, you could donate the blood at any blood bank in those districts. You don't have to come with the Orange Walk. You don't have to. If you're at Belize City, you could donate it there. Or like if you want to donate blood for somebody, let's say like if I need blood, but you live with a PG and you know me and you want to give me, you want to give me a little help, you could just go there, you could tell them in what name you are donating the blood, and they will send that data up to Orange Walk and say, okay, somebody that PG or Corozal or Kaya donated blood in your name. You don't have to come with the Orange Walk. Right? But
I'm wondering how the system works in the States, if it's people donate blood or if they go and sell their blood or what it is that they do. But it seems to me that other countries have managed to deal with this kind of situation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think they purchase the blood from people.
Yeah, they got so many people that will sell too. They sell it, But that they're not supposed to be one thing that people have to depend that if the blood bank gone down and I got blood, I think the call was supposed to be earlier than right now. So we're asking people to please donate, man, because everybody needs blood, and it happen in all cases. Sometimes they got some baby who are sick, and they need. Sometimes some baby who just born, Emmanuel. They need blood. Then the people they go ask, and like one time they have the I think it's only Rotaract that comes here and announce when they will be having this program to donate blood, right? And they're supposed to publicize anything all the time, put out an ad for all the stations, not for one, for all the stations there, and for the ministry, and describe it how blood is important, and you can go to these institutions and donate blood for a worthy cause, help somebody. You understand? Keep on reminding the people and got the ads that they run, so people could know.
Es que, no sé, estamos volviéndonos una sociedad bastante materialista. Y ya, sobre todo, ya no estamos considerando donar por donar simplemente porque me nace hacerlo. Voy a ir a donar sangre porque me nace hacerlo. Es, ¿cuánto me vas a dar por ello si yo te lo doy? Así es. Ya somos una sociedad bastante, no sé, ya perdiendo nuestros valores y así es la cosa. Y no somos los únicos que estamos pasando por esto.
But they got some people do it voluntary, man.
I know that, but the amount of people doing it voluntary is becoming less and less and less.
That's true. Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pero las situaciones, compañeros, hay que solucionar este problema, no obstante de que estén abiertos, que no estén abiertos y que tengan que esperar, pero considera esto, de que si sucediera, Dios no quiera, un accidente, entonces aquí en Orange Walk, ¿okay? Un school bus choca contra el otro y hay muchos heridos que necesitan. Esto generalmente se le va a referir a Carl Houston, y si Carl Houston no tiene sangre, entonces ¿qué sucede?
They were dead. Hard to say, but
sí, difícil de decir, pero van a haber problemas fuertes que hasta posiblemente perdamos a nuestros seres queridos. Así que no por decir no hay sangre. Así que vamos a tomar esfuerzo especial de ir a donar. Si estás todo chonchote y todo y piensas que tienes que ir a donar sangre, ve. Y si tienes que esperar media hora, una hora, ve. Hay ciertos reglamentos, se van a hacer preguntas. Me imagino que también el hospital o el blood bank tiene que también hacer su trabajito y hacer su análisis, porque de nada te sirve esperar una hora y resulta que no puedes dar. Desde el muy principio te deben hacer la pregunta, bueno, ¿usted cómo se llama? ¿Has tenido malero últimamente? Pues lo siento, no puedes dar. Gracias por su interés, pero no puedes dar. O si es que te mamaste bien hace 2 días, ¿no así dijiste tú?
Yeah, if you drink.
Okay.
But you could feel good even if you go and say, you know what? You may have malaria or you have sweet blood or you have diabetes and you can't take it. No feel bad. Feel good that you went there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you went there with your clean heart to do that donation. Don't feel embarrassed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, right. Así que, pero también simplemente le pido a las personas que tan pronto lleguen las personas a donar sangre, que se les den las preguntas y que no tengan que esperar por largo rato, ¿no? Si es que no califican. ¿Ya me entiendes? The point is, no tener que esperar 2-3 horas para llegar a saber que no califican para dar sangre.
Yeah.
Pues eso es otra cosa, ¿no?
Sometimes people have things to do as well, man. You know, they take the time out to go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go there, you have to take out at least 3 hours. Say, okay, I want to dedicate there 3 hours to go and wait there and do it, because maybe you open, but they might have other people ahead of you as well, right?
So, and that's understandable. Tienes que esperar. Así, compañeros, aquí está un llamado a las personas que puedan donar sangre, que son donadores de sangre. Los que ya son donadores de sangre, por favor, vayan. Ya sabemos que ustedes están bien, su sangre está buena, pero hay ciertas personas que no. Si sabes que no puedes dar sangre, pues ni siquiera vayas, ¿ok? Pero hay personas que por lo natural tienen sangre saludable, tienen 16, no les ha dado malaria, no se maman y todo ese tipo de cosas. Así que, perdóname por decir la verdad, diciendo la verdad es bueno, ¿ok? Pero hazlo. Por favor, hazlo. Te pedimos que lo hagas, por favor, porque hay una necesidad para la sangre en el Blood Bank en Belice. Fuerte la necesidad. Fuerte, porque ahorita no están operando y no están dando atención médica a esas personas simplemente porque hace falta sangre. Y no debe suceder esto.
Yeah, and if you take your little drink and so, that after 3 days, so not because boy, well, I drink, I can't go. If you take one break for 3 days, 3-4 days, and never take one drink, then you go there and I test you and you could donate.
Si te tomas 2 traguitos el viernes, paz, no hay problema.
By Monday, Tuesday, you go.
Seguro.
But we want to ask the people, to do their kind donation, man, and donate blood today. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
I guess the words donated blood, I think they should put a sign at who can donate and who can't donate so people can read and know.
Thank you very much. So you read it and and then you can just easily leave if you know that you have any of those diseases, right? Thank you, sir. Thank you. You see, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah, the public out there could figure out their things. Why cannot the persons that are in those positions?
But maybe there are these signs.
Maybe. We'll have to take. What
Maybe
else
there are. Well, I met the young man at by the blood bank about perhaps a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, so.
And he's not the only one working there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I remember when we had to get some blood, we got through what we had to go through, but we get it. I had to pay for some, but that's what it is, But then it's a very, very tight situation right now. If the blood bank in Belize City are low when it comes to blood, because when things happen, come on notice, Emmanuel. It just happen. Like if an accident happen, or they shoot somebody, or somebody did work, especially like how so much construction about this place right now, and they drop off on a building or something, and they get hurt and they bleed on that, they need blood, and that is not announcement that happen anytime.
I agree with you.
Anytime it happens, so that blood is needed to be there.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But it's exactly 24 minutes after 8. We are awaiting our guests. Should be right around the corner by now, if you ask me. So we will take that break, and we'll be right back with you after these messages. We'll be right back.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Get serious. Get up.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que huimos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
The Philip Walton Highway between Belize City and the Philip Walton International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section A of the highway upgrading project between Hallover Bridge and PGIA is nearing completion at an investment of $13.6 million. Works include construction of retaining walls to prevent erosion, widening of the road cross-section to include paved road shoulders, pavement restoration and resurfacing. The project also includes installation of LED road lighting and safety features such as signs, reflectors, road marking, and improved visibility through the clearing of the road reserve. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward. The first two phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmopon Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dangriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first two phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orinjoak and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. You can replace cream, but Dana milk it is real, yes, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. Dana milk in the morning, Dana milk in the evening, Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dana milk, then love Dana milk. All over this land, and in Belmopon, yes, Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in Fiji, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. You can hear this talk, cause it's in Orinjoak, yeah, Dana milk. I love Dana milk. Dana milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
Attention all Digicel prepaid customers. Digicel now has a new way for you to access all the prepaid services that you love. Our new prepaid menu is now your one-stop shop for everything prepaid. Checking your account balances, purchasing your favorite data plan, text bundles, and more just got easier. Accessing this new menu is quick and easy. Just dial *100#. A menu will pop right up on your phone with a list of all the available options. And you can still dial *100 for voice instructions or send a text using more shortcut options. Listen, all options are super easy. Just choose which one works best for you. Cause being prepaid is just that simple. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to learn more about our new prepaid menu or visit our website at digicel.bz/menu. Go beyond! Only with Digicel.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Chop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country? Sun, fun, and relaxation are just a short distance away. Have a taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros, al Sugar City Morning Show. Son las 8:35 minutos. It's exactly 8:35. Our guest has arrived and is here with us. And it is our distinct pleasure, really a distinct pleasure, to say good morning and welcome to Senior Superintendent of Police, Mr. Lyndon Flowers. Good morning, sir, and welcome. And above all,
thank you.
Congratulations are in order from now, from the very beginning, because I think that you have done a wonderful job. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know, a lot of people don't know about this, but it's something that is worthy of mention and worthy of all the congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, you are attached to the National Adjudication Unit. For God's sake, tell us what this is.
Good morning. As who was said, Miguel? Manuel has said I am a Senior Superintendent of Police, Lyndon Flowers. I've been a police officer for 33 years.
What?
I am now one of the members of the National Adjudication Unit, which is the unit that sits and hears disciplinary tribunals touching police officers in as a part of the police department. That's the internal discipline unit of the police department. I have been assigned to that unit since 1st of July 2017. So I travel across the country to do and hear disciplinary tribunals for police officers and various discipline.
Okay, but I gather that you also form a part of what the team that is called the Belize Challengers, or
Belize Protectors.
Protectors
Association.
Protectors Association. I apologize for that. Belize Protectors. And that you have traveled to Los Angeles.
Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Yes,
right.
Baker, California.
Tell us more about this and was it what was the purpose of the visit initially, and but leaving the best for last. You know what I
And
mean?
also, what the team is made up of, who the team is made up of.
Okay, the team, the Belize Protectors, come under the name of Belize National Police. It is made up of serving members of the Belize Police Department, the BDF, and the Coast Guard. It comes out with 25 young men, and we've had women. In the first year, we did a mixed team of 5 women and 20 male. I took them to Las Vegas for the world's biggest law enforcement challenge.
Wow.
World Law Enforcement Challenge. It is a challenge in the Mojave Desert, which started back in 1985 with some Los Angeles Sheriff Department officers.
What?
And it has grown over the years to include 279 teams from across the U.S. Last year was our second year, and it had participation from Australia, a team from Australia, a team from Berlin, from Germany, the UK, and Canada took part in that team, in which our Belize Protectors participated and came in third out of that 279 teams that took part.
No,
Third.
what was the challenge, if I can go back
The
to that?
challenge is to run, individual officer run a part of 120 miles road race. It is a 120-mile road race in stages in relay fashion.
That's from Los
Meaning
Angeles to Las Vegas?
It is from Baker, California, which is in the Mojave Desert. We started in Baker, California. That's in the full-out desert. Nothing that you would have seen in
Because
Belize.
I've driven around actually from Los Angeles,
to Las Vegas.
To Las Vegas.
Okay, will you
and,
see that?
And it's high desert.
Yes. Very, very, very intense. And that is where I placed our athletes to run this.
Are you the leader of
march.
the team?
Yes, so I am the captain of the team. We have a association, a registered association named the Belize Protectors Association, made up of several persons from Belize City, which includes our CEO, Mr. George Lover, Mr. Ellison Flowers, Ms. Eudine Cooper, Ms. Sean Molina, Dr. Michael Pitts, Mr. Ian Gray, who was our coach, a renowned international, Belizean renowned international coach. He has taken part in Olympics and the Belize flag in years past.
So you came in a formidable third.
Third. And
that was last year.
That was 2017 March. 25 and 26 of March. 4 p.m. on the 25th of March, which is a Saturday, we placed our first athlete at the start line in Baker, California. Nothing out there. It is on a paved road, and the athletes ran relay for 120 miles. When we ended and the scores were counted, we came in third out of 279 teams.
What time?
That is third. We came in 13 hours, 4 minutes, and 6 seconds or so. That was 20 minutes behind the first place team, which is Los Angeles Police Department. Los Angeles Police Department came 20 minutes
and
ahead
I would
of us.
imagine that they have the benefit of the experience.
They have the benefit of experience. They have the benefit of 16 vehicles accompanying them. They have the benefit. That is where they train. When they are out there, they train their way. Belize Protectors, Belize national team. We train at the Marion Jones and on the Hummingbird
Another
Highway.
thing is that, just let me quickly tell you, when I was driving, I felt that from LA to Los Angeles, I felt that my vehicle was being pushed to one side. Pushed. I mean, like pushed. And I ventured to open the door and see if perhaps it was my tire that was flat, because all of a sudden everything seems to be going crazy. And my door was flung open by the wind, and I didn't realize that I was in a pass, one of those mountain passes. I mean, I looked down, and everything is so minuscule and so small. And the thing is that I could have been blown over the bridge, and that's the last you heard of me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I had to hurriedly force to close the door back again. And I tell you what, get out of here as quick. Run like a thief.
But
You know?
do you
My point
experience
is,
that as well? And what time of the day you want to run? And we know over the areas are hot, but if you run at night time, is it a difference when it comes to the night?
Totally different.
Cold.
Totally different. On our two experience in last year and the year before we started at 1 p.m. The temperature there was 107 degrees when my officer Ernesto Villafranco took to the
and the pavement, is like
100 and so on. So
it's
forth.
swelter. It's like smoking.
It's hot. It's differently humid than what we have here, with 112 degrees. And the first stage is 4.5 miles, and the longest stage over this 120 miles that the athlete would get to run is around stage 10, which is 10.5 miles, 10.7 miles. So each officer run that, and you will have an officer waiting, and you have an officer until you reach to Westgate Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. So it is that kind of weather. The last occasion, because we did so well on the first stage, we are put to run with Los Angeles Police and Los Angeles Sheriff Department at 4 p.m. So last year it was extremely challenging. You are seeing some giants and my young officers, but nothing compared to members of the Belize national team that went out there. That 4 p.m., tell them if we start whatever time we run, we're going to be looking good, but we need to take down, each officer need to get off 2 minutes off his time to better time, so that we can come in first on the 17th and 18th of March 2018 is the next day for the next year's race, which we are working towards getting.
17th of March,
17th
St.
and
Patrick's.
18th of March. Yes, it's the third weekend of March, which coincides with several things going on in Las Vegas. And it is the history of this Baker to Vegas. Really, it started in recognition for fallen officers who were killed in the line of duty, from the police, from the sheriff department. The district attorneys in the U.S. are also part of it. They are attorneys. All these departments.
Is it a way of raising funds as well for
some of the organizations use it to raise funds? Yes. We incidentally here in Belize, we have to use this to raise funds to get there. Our funds to get there is 125,000 Belize dollars to move my 25 athletes and myself and seven committee members, workers, people who are going to catch the athletes, who are going to drive across the service people, persons who will make sure that everybody is registered, and a coach. We need a medical doctor to go and to be out there so that you can get.
I understand
if you're short of all that, you're disqualified. We need vehicles to move and to follow. Right? So as the captain, I follow the captain, a driver, a radio operator, and a coach, along with an alternate, has to be on board that vehicle. So besides the 20 athletes who run, we have to have 5 alternates, and that an individual be ready to run as soon once your runner is done. Because it's time, it's discipline. You don't drop your garbage. You don't park where you're not supposed to park. Your vehicle is assigned. You have you're tagged off, and everything that is Belize has got.
Were these people who participated, the protectors, were they already accomplished athletes, or were they just novices at best?
Some were accomplished athletes. I'd say maybe 4 of the guys had run internationally before, and there's competition within the Defense Force and the Coast Guard And
So they have had
defense
previous
have had
experience.
previous experience from high school and has gone on to become there. But great appreciation for Coach Ian Gray, who took these persons. They were there in their leanness, and he built the fighting machine into them, that they took this challenge. Out of these 20 athletes, I want to say here that not only did Belize Protectors won 12 stages in the race in 2017, but out of the 20 athletes, 3 of the athletes from Belize, and incidentally it's one from the Belize police, one from the Coast Guard, and one from the BDF, who broke the record that was set years ago for their individual stages. Broke the record.
So individual parts of the relay.
Individual parts of the relay.
So they must have done
broke the
they
record.
broke the
So
record
they are
for
around 5 minutes 59 seconds per mile in that kind of terrain and that kind of temperature out there. And,
fantastic.
Mr. Flowers, how Belize get involved in this? And also, when you go to California, do you have any assistance from the Belizeans over there living in California?
We've gotten some assistance far from where it would have been appreciated, far from what the Belizean spirit is, far from what I know that can come out of the diaspora, right? Because we are representing the young men from here who have their daily employed, they are Coast Guard, they have to be out on the water, their police work in the districts, and the defense force doing everything that we do, and we go out and represent. In these shirts here, we represent with a Belize flag with under the team Belize Protectors, and the support has not been where we want it to be. We keep sending out letters, we asking people to support in different things. We need to rent vehicles. The association has a minimum of 6 vehicles to rent whilst we are there, and to provide food and water and clothing for the athletes.
What was the
And,
biggest
we've
challenge
gotten
for you whilst you were there?
The biggest challenge is to get overall it's getting the funding, and then it's to get people to assist in the driving, because we
On the
are
road.
on the road. You are stationed in Las Vegas. We stay at the Gulf Coast Hotel, which is thousands of dollars to rent for the 3 days that we are there. So we can't get out there to do anything other than get out there Thursday evening, Thursday night, Friday morning. I am doing our registration. Everybody is setting up, buying all our food, water, and everything. And these are the bars and energy bars and so on, and set the vehicles to get out there. So the challenge was to getting our monies together and renting vehicles. Sometimes we don't get, because we get monies too late. We have to rent vehicles.
Is it an event that is covered by the media?
It's covered by several media in and around Las Vegas.
Okay.
There's a sports radio that covers it. I can't remember the gentleman, but that is what happens in Vegas at the Westgate Hotel, where the race ends. So all the teams converge in Las Vegas, staying at their different location, and we leave from Gold Coast Hotel on West Flamingo and go out to where the race will start. So we have to drive 120 miles out to where it will start, because there is no hotels in Baker, California. So everything happens in Las Vegas. So we drive up, take out the athletes to the relay point. A vehicle, a team drops each athlete and stays with them. So there's an official who needs to stay with that athlete at the registration point.
Some areas of that trek, 120, may be high altitude.
It's
How
very high.
did you manage with that?
Again, with the kind of training that Mr. Ian Gray did with the athletes and their diet. Dr. Pitts worked with them on their diet and different things not to eat and so on, and we do training on the Hummingbird. But the Marion Jones Stadium, these guys run it up and keep fit, keep racing and so on, that you can build up that resistance. So, and the guys who run first, say 1 to 6 stage or 1 to 5 stage when we are running in the 4 p.m., they are running in the heat. And anytime after 8:30 p.m., there is that cold that peaks. No, you never have in Belize.
So this is a non-stop. You run all throughout the middle of the night.
Non-stop. The first athlete, the second athlete, third athlete.
One person run at a time.
One at a time, right? One person is running, and there's that the captain, yes, the relay. So I would be in the vehicle along with the radio operator speaking to
Did
other
you run?
team runners. No, I did not run that year, nor the year before. I've not run either of so there's a plan, though.
There's a plan.
I'm looking for.
There is a plan. There's hope, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a plan. I'm looking for teammates to go on this, so some hosts and some persons in my age group.
You see, if it involves walking, I would have volunteered.
You have to run. You can walk, but you're still behind.
Yes, you're gonna be behind. So when we're out there, you know, and everybody sees it, our vehicles are decorated with Belize flags and, you know, our Belize different logo. And
well received.
Well received. Well received. The first year we got there, 2016 we got there, but it's like, a guy, radio host and a very prominent radio personality around there interviewed me, and he said, what has gotten into Belize? Why are you here? Tell me
what's wrong with you.
And I'm saying nothing is wrong with. We've come here to get into the thing in the double digits. Come to double digits, and we got there, and in the first year we came in 6th, and that was with the mixed category with the 5 women, and everybody from all the teams, including the teams that came in ahead of us, come and recognize and appreciate and respect the Belize National Police for being so valiant and sportsman-like on the course, in the hotel at the end of it, and very excited to be there and to be a part of this team, taking out these young men to let them showcase Belize
and give them exposure.
Give them the exposure. So
plans for the future.
We intend. We're kicking off on the Chosen Sugar City radio station to launch our radio TV campaign to raise funds for 2018. 17 and 18 of March 2018. Again, Belize Protectors will be there with number 3 on the jerseys, along with the names of our donors who donate $5,000, $4,000, up to $10,000. And there is no cap on how much you can donate towards the cause. It is properly accounted for. We have a Heritage Bank account under Belize Protectors Association, and you can make your contribution there, or anybody from any amount can contact me at 605-0407.
605-0407.
605-0407. Or Mr. Ellison Flowers. Mr. Ellison Flowers is our treasurer. His phone number, we're probably related with, he's not a police officer anymore, he's a retired police officer. 610-5040. Ellison Flowers.
I remember when they had the police linked up program, you all appeared a lot on Love FM. Do you have any intentions like going to different districts and say, okay, we have a little mini fair today, because here on the Turkey dinner, I said I believe city, but like to go out district and bring some of the members. I said, all right, we're going to lead thing at the park, we're going to do a lead fundraising, sell some soft drinks, sell some foods, and so on, come and meet the protectors and, you know, drop a lead donation.
It is certainly, we've done events in Belize City, but certainly with this launch, we're looking to go countrywide, and I believe that Orange Walk is a location that we can start. I cannot recall, but I'll tell you what, in the year before, we had 4 athletes 4 Coast Guard and Defense BDF personnel from Orange Walk.
Oh, good.
Miss Shadi Race, who is a Coast Guard, she did a remarkable, and I call the name, I may be asked to call the other names. I can't remember the other names that we've done where they came on. But last year we did not take. And why we did not take the women last year, because Ms. Shadi was in the U.S. doing some training for the Coast Guard, officer training. Another one of the female was in another course doing some training, and we couldn't get a team, but we went with an open team, all male team last year. So we challenged in it's called open category, but in the masters open category.
Currently,
so
you said that you're launching your fundraising campaign. I see some T-shirts here. Do you have these for sale?
Yes, we have some T-shirts for sale. These T-shirts with the label, if I may, from Belize Protectors Association. These are for $20 each, and they will have what you're seeing on the back there. Champions from 16 to 2016. I picked up the wrong batch of T-shirts this morning. We are team 3 for 2017. But this is one of our fundraising effort for Belize Protectors. It has gone very well. We could sell them out. We're taking orders.
Be having?
We do a turkey dinner in Belize City. We have had we intend to have some marathons and some shows, and to visit the different talk shows to do fundraising. And as Mr. Usher said, certainly going out to districts will be one of the occasion to do. But last Friday we did a turkey dinner in Belize City, where from donations from the members and the association, we managed to sell over 160 plate of turkey dinner, which has helped to pay off some bills. At the moment, we have about $6,000 remaining from past bills that we have to settle for the rental of vehicles and so on. But certainly, they support the donations.
But March is not too far away.
Exactly, March is not too far away. So 2 Saturdays from this here Saturday, we will be doing our selection, our first run for selection, which is, we've done it in the past. It's at 8 miles stretch on the George Price Highway from mile 30 to mile 38, which the athletes who intend to have their space in the national team get to mile 30, or is taken to mile 30 at 5 o'clock in the morning on 2 Saturdays from now, and we will have the selection. So the first person from that who goes out there that morning runs to mile 30, individual road race, and that kind of with the terrain out there, the coach has seen it to be a fitting area to do the run. So if you can do that 8 miles from the BDF, Coast Guard, or police, you come out there and you put your name down. It's free, no payment for you to run there and test. You will have water along the way and different security apparatus in place so that you can get out there, and then you will be scored from 1 to 30. And wherever you
It is
fit
an open invitation.
It's an open invitation. If you believe you can do a mile in 6 minutes or 5 minutes 51 seconds, I'm looking for you.
What is the record?
The record is 5 minutes 49 seconds.
So try beat that.
5 minutes 49 seconds. If you are a member of the BDF, the police, or the Coast Guard, you can come out and run. We're open to taking any team the best team. Everybody can come out there, make it out, and you do your run. We'll have your potassium, banana, and juice and thing for you. So that morning you come out there, and we will have stations along the way for you to get water and come out and run and to be a part of it.
In other words, you are preparing for a win.
I am preparing for a win. I am preparing for a win, and I am preparing for a win. Right? You know, the chief of police in California, Chief Charlie Beck, came up to me when we were getting our awards, and I'm doing one Charlie coming for number 1 in 2018. Missed it by 20 minutes. I missed it by a minute each from my athletes in 2017. Now I'm saying that we are going for number 1. It is a challenge for monies and to get up there, but I am confident that with the support of every able-bodied individual in Belize, we can do this and make our Belize proud. We also, I would take the opportunity to recognize some donors over the past, the BDF, the BDF, the DFC, okay. DFC, Social Security Board, BEL, Atlantic Insurance, and many other donors who have contributed. And as I say, the jersey that the athletes wear, and I have not worn one because I've not been an athlete over those past time, but your company logo will be printed on the jersey, in the back, on the side, on the sleeves. So when that athlete is running with that, we will know Sugar City radio station with the face. Right, with something from their telephone numbers, we get that $5,000 or that $10,000. It's an amazing opportunity to support, this good that is done in Belize today. I want to also applaud. You mentioned the Link Up show for this year, 2017. Chief Villanueva from RSV Limited was on the course.
Wow!
He attended, yes, and he drove the course.
You mean the chief?
Taking the chief. Dr. Villanueva drove the course and took photographs, and he was amazed. I've known him to be calm in all the weathers, but he was amazed to see what our athletes were doing when we were out there.
Has he featured any of the footage on any of his shows?
We are working towards that in the very near future, as in before the end of.
Because I think that would be good in trying to get people to understand more what it is.
Totally, yes, it totally is something we're looking forward to. Again, in September, we held at the Biltmore a awards dance and dinner for the athletes, and that was to a fundraising event, which at that time we had visiting with us Mr. Arthur Pitts. Mr. Arthur Pitts is a Belizean working with Customs and Border Protection in Washington. In fact, he is the Director of Travel Policy. Born and grown in Belize country, residence on Blue Street. Working in the U.S. for around 44 years now. And that might give you how old he is. But he invited us 2 years ago and came and gave us some guidelines, and we put this team together. And he has a team out of Washington, Customs and Border Protection. When Mr. Pitt's team for about 30 years or so running, they never came anywhere near 6 and 3 and so on. I mean, he had to go back, and I'm taking my glasses. He had to go back to work days after the Belize team came in so close and came in so good and wasn't able to smile. But I want to thank him for the.
Thank you.
Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Hello, it's Richard. Good morning.
Mr. Richards.
Mr. Richards?
Yeah, I have been on comment.
Good morning. Well, you sound young, man, and then you see me out there and say you're the get old. Morning. Morning. So, tell me what part of the donation there, make I pick it up.
Later we are work on.
We are work on that. All right. All right, thanks.
Well, it has been a pleasure. And this is the Sugar City Morning Show. I'm glad that this fundraiser has been launched right here today. And whenever you need any support, we are here. We have the TV station, we have the radio station, we got a band, we got system and everything. So whenever you're ready to come to Orange Walk, contact us so that we can, get that package together and be part of the fundraising so that we can get what Orange Walk has to offer.
Ditto here, sir. And I'd like to congratulate you, and I'd like to wish you all the best. Wish you all the best, and offer my help personally to whatever project you may have, and just so that at the end of the day, what wouldn't we want more than for you to bring back the first place trophy? You know what I mean?
We're working feverishly on doing so. And if you may, and thanks both of you, and I certainly will take you up on the offers and so on. Sure. Anything from our end can do. Again, my number is 605-0407, and I will certainly do it. But what I have here is a brochure from the Los Angeles Police printout. It is LAPRAC. It is the synonym for the organization that holds that manages the functions. It's Los Angeles Police Revolver and Athletics Club. They have massive support in the recognition of fallen officers. And if I may, last year, as in March this year, the baton that the teams run with, the 279 batons that were made for teams to run with, featured, I can tell you, a man from Orange Walk, Mr. Ornell Brooks. Late, the great, I almost said greatest, great Commissioner Ornell Brooks, who served many years in Orange Walk. He was featured on the baton. So everywhere in Berlin, Germany, there is a baton there with the name Ornell Brooks on it from Belize Police Department. Right? And this bulletin here speaks to the different events, and when we look at it, you see all the different organizations that support Los Angeles, support the different teams that runs. And I'm going to read here from the director of Clear, must be running out of time. It says that this was March 25, 26, 2017. Quickly, if I may, with your indulgence, we welcome the runners and volunteers and support personnel for this team, for this relay. It was the 33rd running. So Belize coming in third in the 33rd running. And then it was our second run. So all of those teams, say from its creation, in 1985, there's a retired sheriff now, Mr. Chuck Foote. He turned 70 this year. As a race director, race manager, he's everything about the race. I think it's somewhat like you are to Sugar City, Miguel. So in 2017, the race will consisted, because it's in March, consisted of 276 teams, including teams from Belize National Police.
What? Belize name today?
Berlin, Germany, Queensland, Australia, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Calgary Police Department. There will be over 5,200 runners competing in the 15 different categories, battling each other, the heat and the terrain to cross the finish line.
And talking Calgary, Calgary is a very high altitude place as well.
Okay, yes.
And I think there's this element of surprise that a team from Belize, from Flatlands, Belize, will actually come up and come in third. First sixth, now third, and if all the indicators are right, we're going up. I'm tweet from sixth to third, right?
Third, yes, and
to
I'm
third,
for,
and then possibly number one. The Los Angeles Police Department better shape up quick, because you're coming.
We are coming. They've been winning since 2012, 13, 14, and 2017. I am going to break. I'm looking forward to breaking into their win.
So
2018. That's okay. 2018. So it is for over 5,000 runners, right? And at the end of this race, there is a Sunday in the Sunday afternoon. So when, as the captain, the co-captain, you don't rest. When you get off the course at 4:30 a.m., you've got to get back to the Gold Coast Hotel, which is about 20 minutes drive, and everybody is excited. All the runners are excited. The people from the hotel that knew that Belize left are out there, excited. How did you guys do? You guys are amazing. And guess what they say? Oh, my brother was in Belize. I hear you have great fishing down there. We like the Mayan, the temples and so on. And we have recognition and word from over 150 chief of police and 5,000 runners when Belize is called on there. If you look on, and we have on Facebook, Belize Protectors Association. Viewers, listeners, friends, go on there and like us.
Belize Protectors Association on Facebook. Go in, like the page, and put your comments in, because your stimulus, your encouragement goes a long way, and also your involvement in trying to get some much needed money for next year's run. And believe me, if you and everybody else takes part in it, we can easily lessen the load that these people have, because apart from having to practice and to run and to prepare physically and emotionally, they also have to be doing all the groundwork and trying to raise funds and all the logistics involved. Ladies and gentlemen, let's donate, and this is for a worthy cause. This is for a worthy cause. $1, $2, $5 goes a long way, believe me. So I'd like to take time out to congratulate you again and to wish you all the best. We are already at 9:15, way past our time.
Right. And before we leave, Mr. Flowers, and before you have your closing remarks, I want to ask you if we will see the police link-up program on again, and then you give your closing remarks.
The police link-up, it is my belief that it should be brought back. You know what? It's through Love FM and the affiliates. It is something that I have taken part in. It's something that I believe in, to get the citizens in Belize and the police aware of what is going on around them through communication. We need to open more lines of communication and so on. I have been a supporter. I've hosted it for 5 out of its 7 or 8 years that it has been there, and certainly we do. But I know there was some talk earlier this year about it. It's to look with the press office in Belize City to see, and along with the blessings from the commissioner and Chief Villanueva, to see where we go from there. However, that does not stop another radio, TV station from doing something that I don't think that it would take away from the link up if there is. But I for one is open to contributing to any form of police community relations, long as it is healthy and open for the citizens of Belize to obtain useful information and to share and to recognize who our officers are. We cannot continue to work in a shadow or working as paratroopers like we are forces going in to invade. The police and the community need the kind of support. I believe through these this initiative here that the Belize Protectors, the police link up and so on, is a way to meet the public and to meet with our community. The community is thirsty for police interaction.
Right. Well, sir, thank you very much for being here. It's been a pleasure, and we hope to have you back again.
Thanks again, sir.
And I'm glad you said that you'll take up the offer to come to Orange Walk and do a little fundraising and make people see the team as well. So on that note, we'll be closing now for this month. We'd certainly like to thank everyone who tuned in, and somebody says congrats to our Belizeans for doing so well.
Thank you.
And this show repeats at 9 o'clock tonight. It's all day on YouTube. Sugar City Morning Show. Put today's date and you will see this program again. It repeats at 9 o'clock. Myself and Emmanuel, if the good Lord so will be back tomorrow. Take us home, Pa.
Well, thank you very much, Chicky. And with respect and to all the people who speak Spanish, muchas gracias, compañeros. Es un gran privilegio de estar aquí con ustedes hoy, un día más. Muchas gracias por la confianza que nos brindan. Estaremos de vuelta aquí mañana, pero nada más recordándoles de que estaremos repitiendo el show hoy por la noche a las 9, así que compartan el mensaje de que este show se repite por la noche a las 9 y si no, pues estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto mañana miércoles, reconociendo el trabajo de Morris y de Rahim que están detrás del escenario, always remembering the work that these people do behind the scenes. I'd like to thank them. I'd like to also thank my good friend Chicky and also Senior Superintendent Lyndon Flowers for his presence here. And then again, to wish not only him, but all the team and all the people who have been involved in logistics and fundraising and all the participants, all the best for the following year. It has been my privilege to be here with you. Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel.
And I'm Robert Checker Usher. Don't forget to tune in to the 11 o'clock music show right here on this same station with yours truly, Robert Checker Usher, as we highlight our Belizean artists. So we say hasta mañana.
Until we see each other again. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Bye bye. Se cuidan mucho.
Sugar City Morning Show.